At 3:15 in the morning on New Year's Day, my hometown of New Orleans was attacked in a terrorist attack. And it seems by now that it wasn't just one man, but multiple people involved in planning and executing this incredible, horrific act of murder. The attack took place on Bourbon Street, one of the wildest and most rowdy and packed party streets in the United States. And unfortunately, this makes it very, very easy to cause mass casualty events. I myself have unfortunately seen 3 separate shootings on this street, one of them that came very close to ending my own life. New Orleans is also no stranger to violence. For most of the years I lived there, it ranked near the top or at the top of the highest murder rate in the country, including just last year. Which is to say, people in New Orleans understand tragedy, and they understand how to get through it. And it has made us resilient, it made us strong, and it means nothing can knock us down without us eventually getting back up. The man who did this is from Texas, born and raised, and an ex-military U.S. Army veteran named Samsud-Din Jabbar, who was pronounced dead on the scene after a shootout with police. But even though within hours we know who did it and their background, that did not stop characters like President-elect Donald Trump from trying to spin a conspiracy theory saying that it was an illegal immigrant from south of the border. And perhaps the most frustrating moment of yesterday was during a very important press conference where we're getting some of the first solid details out of this entire experience. Louisiana Senator John Kennedy tried to stir up a conspiracy theory saying that the government was lying to you about this event based upon nothing, which he literally said in the same press conference that he had not spoken to the White House or anyone except for a brief phone call with the Secretary of Homeland Security a few minutes ago, and then decided to crack a joke about how NBC was too leftist. And when the reporter responded, "I don't understand," he replied laughingly, "Of course you wouldn't." But for the online right, facts do not matter, as it is very common that after every mass shooting and terrorist attack, they try to blame the left, and especially trans people and other minorities that they hate. So what do we know about Samsud? Jabbar served in the U.S. Army, and he was a human resource specialist and information technology specialist. From 2007 and 2015, he served in active duty and was deployed to Afghanistan from 2009 to 2010. In 2015, he left active duty and served in the reserve until 2020. Jabbar has degrees from Central Texas College from 2010 and Georgia State University from 2017. His degrees are both related to computer science and information technology, and he worked at Deloitte and Accenture, which are premier consultancy companies. Jabbar had a misdemeanor shoplifting charge from 2002 and also was charged in 2015 with a DUI, driving under the influence. Twice divorced, he seems to have also struggled with his finances, stating that he could not pay his money on his mortgage and he was more than $27,000 past due and in danger of foreclosure, according to court documents filed in 2022. He also stated that the business that he had formed, Blue Metal Properties, was losing about $28,000 the prior year, and other businesses that he had made had also caused him to be $16,000 in credit card debt. The car he rented was from an app named Turo, which is a peer-to-peer car sharing app, meaning he did not have to interact with a human to be able to rent his car. Further, he was carrying an ISIS flag in his car with him. As of a day later, ISIS hasn't taken responsibility for this attack, and if you know ISIS, you know that they take responsibility for all of their planned attacks very quickly and really own the fact that they have done these things as it is part of their propaganda operations. What is interesting is this man seems to have made recordings along his drive from Texas to New Orleans and explained a number of things, such as being inspired to join the Islamic State through dreams and also his plan to get rid of his own family. As of now, there are a lot of questions. For example, there was a fire in the Airbnb he was staying at. We don't know more details on this. We also don't know more details about possible accomplices, which reports are already out saying that there were multiple people caught on film planting bombs, and this is another problem. We do not have a lot of information, so it will slowly be added as more and more is released as the investigation goes on. Not only this, but at the same time, a car bombing happened in Las Vegas using a Tesla Cybertruck in front of Trump's hotel there. New Orleans will survive this. We have survived everything that man and nature has thrown at us for 3 centuries and will continue doing so. Well, at least until the water rises up and we become Atlantis. The acts of terrorists are never a reason to give in to conspiracy and hate. It is not a reason to indulge in your prejudices as the future oncoming president and his lackeys want you to do. This is not a reason to hate Muslims. It is a reason to hate individuals who did terrible things. Because people do things. Individuals make choices to do things. Most people do not go out and commit terrorist attacks. Even most ideologically radical people do not actually go and do the thing. But some do. And those are the people that have to be held responsible. Those are the people who need to find and be brought to justice. And this is what we must do in these moments. We must come together to help those who are harmed, to provide aid to those who have been lost, and to make sure that none of these people, because we're talking about American healthcare, have to face bankruptcy for being involved and victim to a terrorist attack. Tragedy is not a moment for hate. It is a moment for coming together. It is a moment for resilience and love and the brotherhood and solidarity that we need towards each other in these moments, in these trying times, not just in New Orleans and Las Vegas, but around the world where tragedies happen daily. And it is time for us to come together so that we continue building a better world, one that can move beyond hate, and to seek justice for those who are gone.